Sophie Clodel, welcome to Foochia. How does L'école Middle East adapt its programs to connect with local culture?
Of course, we try to really adapt to the local context. That's a key point actually for L'école, not to copy and paste L'École Paris, but really to locally adapt.
How do you choose the exhibitions that you showcase at L'École?
So this one actually, it's a very interesting one because it started in 2018 in Paris. At the beginning, the idea wasn't to have this one in the Middle East. And then we thought, when it comes to men's jewelry, maybe it even makes more sense because we noticed that a lot of men here, they wear jewelry very easily, and we thought, well, let's try.
Tell us more about the men's rings Yves Gasteau collection.
So Yves Gasteau was a very interesting man. Unfortunately, I never met him, but I feel I know him because I've been working on his collection for quite a while now. I think he was a passionate man. He was an art antique dealer, actually, and he had a gallery, and his main focus was furniture. And the rings, it was an hobby for him. And he started collecting rings at the age of 8.
How do you see the future of men's jewelry evolving in the Middle East?
I think it has a great future because when I see that, for instance, the Alhambra bracelet and series of jewelry from Van Cleef & Arpels now is worn by men as well, which wasn't really planned. I think that it's a very good sign actually. It shows something about the fact that men more and more are happy and wear jewelry, and I think it's a very positive thing.
What makes jewelry education in the Middle East unique compared to other regions?
Well, there's a great history of jewelry in this region, and I think it's the main point. You really feel that the history around jewelry is very strong. And when we talk to anyone in the Middle East, they're just like very passionate about jewelry. And I think it's a very interesting part of the world to really develop knowledge and common projects around jewelry.
What advice would you give to young jewelry designers in the Middle East?
To go for it. I mean, I think that actually it has a great future. And we also have this prize every year with ADMAF, where we give a prize to a jewelry designer. And actually, I see that we have more and more people part of the competition. So I think it makes sense. It seems that you have in this region of the world more and more jewelry designers.
Victor Gasteau, welcome to Foochia. What inspired you to curate a collection specifically focused on men's rings?
The collection was made by my father, Yves Gasteau. He was very interested in the theme of the rings, which is a very powerful object. And also at the time that he started the collection, the men rings was not so popular. And he believes that as an antique dealer that there is always interesting to look at what people are not interested in. So all his life long, he's been like trying to have a train before the others, and he had the opportunity to collect and find some beautiful men rings all his life long.
Which is the most unique piece in this collection?
There is a lot of unique and interesting pieces, but one of my favorite is a ring by Mellerio di Meller for a bishop. It was made in the beginning of the 20th century, and the savoir-faire, the know-how of how it's done and the quality of the ring make it very, very interesting because the ring is something that have to be very ergonomic. This one is super, super nice.
How did the perception of men's jewelry change and evolved over time?
It was a fashion who changed a lot in the 70s, 80s in France. I don't know for the other country, but it was something a little bit negative. The image of the men rings was not at the top, but it changed with the fashion and the open-minded of the people. And nowadays, men allow themselves to wear some rings, and I think it's super cool.
Why did you choose Dubai and L'École Middle East?
It's a long story with L'École because we had the opportunity to present the collection in Paris, Tokyo, Shanghai, and Hong Kong. And now we present it in Dubai. I know that there is a strong relationship with the rings in the Middle East, and I'm quite curious to see how the public will react.